It's the Star Wars Celebration episode of Never Tell Me the Odds. Andrew, have you packed your suitcase?
No, I've dug out the suitcase from storage, but I haven't touched it yet. I don't know if I should do. I think I'm gonna do like 9 loads of laundry first, and then start packing.
I think what you need to do is
that's a safe bet.
It's probably best just to pack like 2 pairs of clothes, because the amount of crap you're gonna buy when you get there, it's gonna be off the lightsaber. That's what it's gonna be. Hey, I need you to pick me up from the show, the Star Wars Celebration show store. That Phantom Menace T-shirt, that glorious T-shirt. If you don't get me that T-shirt, you are cut from the channel and from YouTube as a whole.
That is a nice shirt.
Well, you don't like the Phantom Menace.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, thanks. I look forward to you failing miserably like I did 2 years ago. Anyway, so you're going to try to get in all the panels that you can, and we're going to report. We're going to talk about full coverage of Celebration soon. Well, I mean, we're not. We're going to have full coverage of Celebration. We're going to do it all. You're going to join me on a couple live streams throughout the weekend, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You are going to have the time of your life. Then you'll report back, and we will we'll live vicariously through you as everybody watching. Most people watching will as well. Not everybody has the opportunity to go to Star Wars Celebration. You, of course, do. So we all hope that you take full advantage of that and enjoy every waking moment of not having to stand in as many lines or as long in lines as you did 2 years ago. So that'll be fun.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm literally like 1,000% grateful that I'm able to go. It's going to be a bummer not to have you guys around, but I will make do. I've made cardboard cutouts of everybody on the Rebel Scum podcast crew, and they're going to be joining me. I've bought a seat for all of them on the plane. It's going to look weird. It's worth it.
And it's amazing because those cardboard cutouts have just about as much personalities as the real us. All right, so this Never Tell Me the Odds is all about Star Wars Celebration, Chicago 2019. Andrew, I'm going to go first on this one, and I've got a big one for you. Never tell me the odds of a new Star Wars series or film being announced at Star Wars Celebration Windy City.
Is this apart from Ryan Johnson and Benioff and Weiss?
Yeah, this is something that we are not privy to as of right now.
I'm going to say 2.3%.
That's pretty high.
I think, if I remember right, yeah, I think they said that there's no surprises or shocks, at least nothing gargantuan like that. Everything that is coming is what has been promised already. So I don't see that happening very, very likely. Nah.
Yeah, me neither. I'm going to go 1.1%. I thought you were pretty high on yours. I remember from 2 years ago, I went to the closing ceremonies with Aaron. And we just wanted to go to closing ceremonies because we had that was Andrew. I've told you how to, like, that day was one of them that was so much fun. You guys weren't there. That's what made it so great. But it was just one of those days where there was no pressure or stress to do anything that day. And that's what I think Thursday this year really is going to be. But there's no pressure or stress to do anything. So we just kind of hung out, walked around, Celebration, kind of absorbed it, observed everything, and had a really good time. Then we're like, let's go to the closing ceremony. So we did that, and we went in. And when we were in line, people were like, oh, Ewan McGregor's going to come on. They're going to announce it. And when I sat there, I was like, there was no sense of that whatsoever. It seemed like that closing ceremonies was going to be a total celebration of the whole weekend. And that's what it ended up being. There were no surprises, like you said. There was really no surprises the entire weekend, as you're saying should be the case with this one. And that's fine for me. As much as, like, 2 years ago, I think we were talking about how if you're not going to announce it now, when would you announce it? I don't know. I like the way they're announcing things. Just like, oh, yeah, by the way, these guys are doing Star Wars. Or Ryan Johnson's doing another one. And The Mandalorian. Like, just announce it. They're just announcements. Celebration that celebrates Star Wars. Let's get you into a room. And let's be like, oh, you want to see a trailer for The Mandalorian? Or you want to see an episode of The Mandalorian? You want to see something that no one else is going to see? Here you go. I don't need to announce it. I can show you. And I think that's better for Star Wars Celebration. And I think it would distract from everything else as well. So I'm going to go 1.1%.
Yeah, it's not in the cards. I don't think it is in the cards. But if it is in the cards, I welcome it with open arms.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that
Um,
either.
all right. Yeah, we're not gonna be like, oh, I hate this announcement.
Oh, don't announce.
All right, so my first celebration odd, and if you people watching right now, if you didn't see our other celebration video, let me just reiterate and apologize for how awkward my camera angle looks. I have never once um, taken a selfie or filmed myself on a phone before. And I am learning today that you need to apparently be Dwayne The Rock Johnson to do it successfully because, my God, my arm is going to fall off. So if the phone drops and the camera turns all Cloverfieldy, you will know what happened. Call the doctor. My first celebration related odd is this one is a low likelihood one too, but I'm curious to see what you think. What are the odds, James Francesco Rizzule,
Yo.
that Rose T what are the odds that Rose Tico speaks in the episode 9 trailer?
See, that's a hard one because I don't know what the movie's about. And I don't know what her role in the movie is. And I feel like if I say full Brock, which is what I'm leaning towards, I feel like that's a cheat. 49.7%. But here's why. Here's why though. I don't know what her role in the movie is, if she even really has a role. We don't know. But she could have a line of dialogue in the movie that is trailer worthy. It's very possible. She could have one scene in the movie, but in that one scene, she could say like "rebellions are built on hope," and then everyone's like, "Oh, that's in the trailer." Like she could have a line like that they could use, and so that's why it's
She's British for one line.
She's for one line of well, you know, she's doing her best. She's read up on Jyn Erso. She's a very smart individual. She knows the past, but I just think she like this very plausible. She'll have it. Personally, I think 0%. I just don't think they'll do that. I think they want to grab fans and make them love this movie, and I think there are other ways to do that than Rose Tico. But again, if she has a line like that, you're gonna throw it in there, and I'm, you know, Rose was a fine character. I think she was. At the end of the day, I still think it could have been Poe with Finn. Like would have been just as good, but. 49.7 because why not?
Okay, let's go with 13. I have a feeling.
Did you make this odd just so you could be like, no, it's not happening?
Maybe. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those trailers where there's very little actual dialogue. Yeah. Is why I feel like it's going to be like maybe two people, maybe like a main voiceover and then like one line at the end from like Leia, who's like, "Rebel without a cause, everybody," or something profound. Forgive me, you can probably hear the people upstairs flushing their toilet because I'm in my room and the acoustics aren't as great in here. But yeah, I feel like that's the way that they're going to go for this one is more of a VO kind of trailer.
But that's where I stand on the Rose line. If she has that trailer-worthy line, then there's no reason why it wouldn't be her. Is all I'm saying. Yeah, but I think you're right. I think it will be Leia, or maybe they'll just go what they did with The Force Awakens. It'll be a freaking Luke monologue again, and be like, what movie is that from? You're like, it's from the Droids cartoon. All right, my final odd, and this is the big odd. This is the one everyone has been waiting for. What are the odds that the creator himself, George Lucas, will be making an appearance at Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019, most likely on the Phantom Menace panel? But that's not part of the question. Just what are the odds that he will make an appearance?
You know what? I didn't even think of the Menace panel. I think that the odds are higher than we believe. I think that I'm going to go like a nice, smooth, like 40%. And here's why. The Menace panel might even add to that and make it a little higher. But I was just thinking along the lines of the museum that George said he wants to open up, the Museum of Film, isn't that going to be in Chicago? Because his new wife is from Chicago. She's like the mayor. I don't know. All I know is there's some connection with him, his new wife, and Chicago and the museum.
Keep talking.
Like that's just from what I remember. Like it's been so long since he got married, and they made that announcement. I think they made that announcement around the time of the Disney buyout. But something about him and his wife, and they want to build a museum of film. And obviously there'll be some Star Wars stuff in there and some other things. But if I remember right, if my facts are indeed correct, then I think Chicago was the place where he was planning to set that all up. Now I don't know how far along he is, but
no, I think he
wants to open up shop there.
I think the Chicago nixed it, and now it's going to be in LA. So I'm just looking it up. It says Los Angeles, so 0%. Andrew, you need to get educated on Star Wars. You're just like maybe you should watch this. Maybe you should watch this podcast once in a while. You ever thought of that?
Also, way to be too on the nose, George. Like, hey, I have a museum of film. Let me open it in Los Angeles. Think outside the box.
Well,
outside. Well,
he's from San Francisco. I'm gonna go 73.97%. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I love the Phantom Menace, and I really wish I could be in that panel. Absolutely. That being said, the Phantom Menace, you can have. I don't know if Jake Lloyd would be available. Natalie Portman, who knows? Liam Neeson, probably. Samuel Jackson, possibly. Ahmed Best will be there. I don't know if they've announced the full panel, but anyway, there are actors that you can see appearing for that. But aside from maybe Rick McCallum, who was just like, yes, George, yes. The only person that really should be at that panel is George Lucas, because without George Lucas, nothing happens with that movie. He wrote it. He directed it. He saw every aspect of it. He was behind every decision that was made. He had to approve every little piece of it. And really, that movie is, without that movie, does Andy Serkis have a career? Maybe Andy Serkis should be on that panel as well. But I think, but at the same time, he was just there for the 40th 2 years ago, and does he want to do it again? I think there's a part of him that would, because he knows why he is successful, and it's because of people like you and me who go to work, and when we get home from work, we stop off and we buy a ridiculous amount of toys or T-shirts or DVDs and Blu-rays and all that stuff. And because of that, he was able to sell it for $4 billion. So I can see him being very appreciative. And he seemed like he was when we were there 2 years ago. We didn't get to see him at the panel, but we saw him on the show stage. And he seemed to genuinely be enjoying it. Your finger is scaring the hell out of me. So I'm going to go 73%.
Oh. All right, let me ask you this question. Here's a question for you, totally side Akbar. Let's say that Jake Lloyd and the rest of the cast appear, they show up, and they do a Q&A with the audience. What would your reaction be, James, if I put up my hand during the Q&A and I asked Jake Lloyd, are you an angel?
I think security would escort you out of there. Although, you know what? Andy Gutierrez from the Star Wars show asked Hayden Christensen what his feelings on the sand last year. So I think you'd be on par with it. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a question asked at the Star Wars show stage before Episode 9 panel to somebody. Get out of there. What's your last odd?
Yeah. my last odd, okay, this is one that has me excited because, you'll see. What are the odds that we will get a concrete release date for either Rian Johnson or Benioff and Weiss movie 1?
%16.5%. I think that's
that's low.
Yeah, I think it's too much of a surprise, like you said. There's nothing about those two things that are even going to be at Celebration as far as we know. So for any of that to happen, it would have to be a surprise and would have to blow us away. I think realistically, if anything's going to get a release date, it'll be The Mandalorian. That'll be the one that we find out for sure. I just think that we just talked about, I think that's too big of a surprise, too big of a story, and I don't think either of those are far enough along to have a date. I think they want, and I think really after Solo, this, the failure of a lot of money, but the box office receipts of Solo, I think after that, I think they want to be like, okay, let's take our time. We don't need to rush it. Let's take our time. Let's get what we need to get, because when the time is right, The Force Awakens, Revenge of the Sith, Phantom Menace, these movies have all proven that when the time is right, people will come to the theater to watch Star Wars. So I'm going to have to say six, whatever the hell I said. Low. It's low.
Wow. See, I agree. I mean, I disagree. I disagree with you 100% on that. I think that, yes, there's not going to be shocks and surprises and left field announcements, but I don't consider a release date for those to be just such an announcement. I consider it to be something that's just sort of, we know it's coming. It's only a matter of time, just like the reveal of Episode 9's title. It's something that, we're expecting.
Show me more of your head.
I don't remember when the exact date was, but I don't remember when the exact date was when we got this.
Tilt down.
But there was.
There you go. We can't see you.
You have no idea how much pain my arm is in. All right, I have no idea what the date was when we got this announcement, but there was that day when they had that press conference and they were like, "Here, look," and they had that big chart and they were like, "Force Awakens, December 2015, Rogue One, December 2016, Episode 8, 2017, Solo, 2018, Episode 9, 2019." Like something like that, I think is absolutely in the cards. Now, like, I don't think we'll get, titles or a plot reveal or anything descriptive whatsoever. I think it might even be like a little PS, just a little something like, "Hey guys, here's our slate." Because right now there exists no slate whatsoever post Episode 9 in terms of film. I think it could be just something as simple as, "Hey, 2021 December, look forward to the first installment of the Benioff and Weiss trilogy," and that could be just enough.
But when do they do that?
That's a good question. Maybe the closing ceremony? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll make a friendly bet on that, and the winner will have to eat crow. We'll come up with a prize for the punishment for the loser, I should say. All right, Andrew, I gotta let you go right now because you've got a flight to catch in just a couple of hours. So get your butt on the plane. Text me when you land. Make sure it's safe. I hope you have a good flight. I hope you have a lot of fun. Say hi to Josh, to Den and Nerds. Say hi to the guys over at Rebel Watch. Say hi to everybody that you're going to meet at Star Wars Celebration. See if you can see our. Check out Al and Andy and all the, our viewers and stuff that are going to be there that I won't be able to go, and enjoy a deep dish and enjoy a hot dog and enjoy a hamburger and enjoy a cheeseburger. Enjoy everything that you can. It's going to be a great time.
Thank you very much, sir. And I'll keep you posted on all the Chicago adventures, and I'll keep all of you watching at home posted as well, unless my arm falls off. In which case, you'll just have to take my word for it.
All right. Thanks so much for watching. Until his right hand turns into Luke Skywalker's, may the force of others be with you.
Always.
Hey, scumbags. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.